go for a ride on the Express. Squeaky back brake. I do not have the choke on. Let it warm up a little bit. Them dogs, man, hunt me down, and I cannot outrun them in this thing. So hopefully they're not there when I come back. And hopefully it don't start raining on me. No particular destination in mind, other than to avoid traffic. Like this big old fucking truck. He's getting over for me. That was very nice. Maybe he recognized the awesomeness of this 1978 Honda Express scooter. Metal bridge. Not a fan. Oh yeah, we had some serious flooding down here yesterday. You gotta be careful when you're out driving around this corn, coming around these corners. People can't see you, you can't see them. But I have mirrors, so I can see behind me. Now I'll just drive down to the old schoolhouse. doing a whopping 20. Having a big shindig here. Don't know what kind of shindig. Well, actually, we drove past the schoolhouse. I'll stop on the way back. Yeah, these are pretty good. Yeah, I can kind of see why people wreck on these things, especially things like this where they got like bicycle tires. They're very, I mean, it's a very comfortable ride, don't get me wrong. The seat's very cushiony, but it's really, I mean, super flickable, you know. So, I mean, you take your hands off the wheel, you know, it can get little, you know, especially on roads like this, you know, maybe on a very smooth blacktop, it's not as bad. But yeah, I can see why people dump these things. And of course, I'm wearing the GoPro as my protective helmet. So let's turn around here. Just out for a little cruise. Yeah, I need to order another petcock for the 79. The original one won't stop leaking, and then the replacement piece of crap one I got is leaking. So I need to see where I got this one at. It's kind of rusted looking, but it doesn't leak. And I may have some wind noise. I just got the GoPro on the hatch. Maybe we'll go up top of the hill. Turn around and come back. Yeah, it's up pretty good. Don't go through the puddles. You will get very wet. All right, this is an old school coming up here on your right. It's a shame they're letting it fall apart. And the lady used to bake for us, Katie. She actually attended school there. So she says. I don't think Katie's that old. I think the sign said like 1925. I know Katie's a little bit older than me. I wasn't born anywhere near 1925. Just kind of a weird tall patch of grass right there. See, a nice thing when you go slow, you can see all kinds of stuff. I see Bigfoot. You never know. I haven't heard any reports of Bigfoot in the area. See, the county still hasn't cut down these weeds. Makes it kind of hard to see if people are coming across that bridge. the top of the hill. That's a nice house up there. You know, the guy that built it. Never asked him, never talked to him really. Find out how big it is. Those houses up there along that ridge, they got a nice view down here too. Get up some speed going up this hill. She's wide open. I'm down to about 18. Never did check the compression on this thing. Squirrel! I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if she's gonna make it up today. I think we're done for on this hill today. Whoa, that's surprising. So we'll turn around and go back. I need to check on the compression. I know the red one definitely seems like it's got better compression. I think this thing just locked up on us. Whoa, that sucks. So much for the walk. I think the engine just seized. No, or it's just overheating. I did check the oil and everything. Tell you what, let's what do they call that, a soft seize? There we go again. We'll let it cool down a minute, go down this hill. Made it past the dogs. Have to check and make sure that the oil injection's working, but yeah, oil level had gone down, so I'm assuming it is. Interesting, guys. Well, I will look into that issue. That is the first time it's done that. So, hey, thanks for going along on the ride. All right, guys, got the Express back in the lair. You know, I took you guys on that ride the other day, and we had a soft freeze, soft lockup. Okay, not to be confused with a hard lockup. A hard lockup is when your engine completely seizes and it's done, it's toast, or at least in a two-stroke. You know, this is really pretty much only a two-strokes. You know, in a soft lockup, it will lock up, but once it cools down a little bit, you can continue on. You know, the question is why did this thing soft lock up? It has been running fine, and what we're going to do now is we're going to pull the plug and see, and I've got this, I'm continuing this on the GoPro. So and I have my front screen turned off. I did not turn it on. So I will have to look behind me or behind you and see. Oh, look at this plug. Okay, look at that. It is definitely running a bit on the lean side. Okay, we've got a little bit of chocolate in there, but mainly white. So that is an issue. And obviously I'm going to try to richen it up. I don't know why this thing's running lean, but we will. I doubt I'm going to do it in this episode because we will. I'll richen it up and then run it again. Now, if you guys, I don't know if I've put it out there yet. I may have part 2 on the Expresses where I drove this one and I drove the red one. And I did drive them around for a while, but you'll notice in the this video, I actually drove quite a bit farther down, and then I came up and I attempted to go up that hill, and it would not even make it up the hill. So that is kind of concerning to me. So what I'm going to do is we're going to put our pressure tester in here, and compression tester, I mean. And we're going to test compression. The carb on this thing, I mean, it's fine. It's not leaking or anything like that. But we've got an issue somewhere. And I'm guessing it's the fuel. And I know, I'm just kicking this thing in my hand. I know, let me make sure I can see you. These screens like to come off here. There we go. Let me scooch in. I mean, I'm probably going to knock you because I'm sitting here on the floor. All right. Well, before I continue with this, there is no way that I'm aware of to test how much oil is actually flowing through the oil pump. However, when I brought this thing out, you know, to start playing around with it, start riding it around, you know, I made sure that oil tank was completely full, and it's dropped down quite a bit, so I know it is using oil. And I think, you know, that it's simply just running too lean. And I'll richen it up and see if that's it. But I know it's getting oil, but like what I was getting to is with these style engines, both this 78 and 79, there's no way for you to actually measure how much oil is flowing through the pump that I'm aware of. I mean, there may be, I'm sure, some Honda technical document from 1978, but I mean, worst case, you could always put a little bit of premix in your gas tank, but that kind of defeats the purpose of having the oil pump and the oil reservoir and then just mixing gas in it. So anyway, I'm not going to turn it on. We don't need to have it on for the purposes of this test here. So we're just gonna keep winding it up until it stops moving and see what our compression is reading. And I know this is down on compression compared to the red or orange 79 because it can make it up that hill better. Oh yeah, we're not even at 75. So I may need to pull this head back off. And actually, my bad. How am I going to do this? Let's relieve our pressure because you have to have your throttle open. I am so sorry. I failed to mention that. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to mount this anywhere for you guys to be able to see. Let's see here. I've got you aimed on it. Okay, so that's at 50. So yeah, you always have to have your throttle wide open when you do a compression test. Obviously, if you don't have the carb on there, that's not an issue. I will have to look at my specs, which I'll do before we close this out, because I did put it in my notes for the other one. What compression I was reading, but it was greater than 100, I'm pretty sure. So I think we're going to stop here right at about 90. Alright, so hold on a second. Let me see what my specs were on the other one. Okay, on the orange one here, which is sitting right to your right, I was reading 125 PSI. So this one is definitely down on compression. I really don't think that is the issue of what caused the soft freeze. I think it's the simple fact that it was running lean, because that plug should be more of a chocolate color. So I will have to look into that. You know, I mean, for as much as I ride this thing around, I mean, I'm not too overly concerned about it. I could let it go, but compression wise, I can let that go. I don't want to let the soft freezing go, because you run these things too lean and you will definitely lock it right up. And you know, and I know the piston's new in this thing, so it could just be we'll pull the head back off at some point, maybe over the dead of winter when I'm extremely bored and I ain't got nothing better to do, you know, and start messing around with this. And you know, at one time I had a kind of like a big bore kit that I got from who was that I got it from? They got a funky name. Well, if I can remember, I'll put a link in the description. They got all kinds of parts for these things. And, but one of the rings had cracked. The cylinder is actually perfectly fine. I still have in the box of parts for this thing. And I may reach out to them and go ahead and get another piston and put that back in it and give it a little more oomph. But I could tell that day we went up that hill that this thing was definitely down on compression. And it had been a while since I'd worked on it, so I really wasn't, I didn't remember what the compression was. But anyway, I just wanted to kind of follow up and let you guys know what the issues are. Here's the orange one right here. And like I said, that one's 125. And this one was reading about 90. So it's definitely down a bit. And it's no big deal. I mean, it's actually pretty easy to get the head off on these things. You know, take the piston out. I'll check the bore and, you know, the cylinder, make sure it's not screwed up or anything. And like I said, I've got the box in the back. I just put it up, trying to clean up this garage. And I may order another piston for that one and slap it back on. But top speed wise, well, they were pretty much neck and neck. I think the red one here I think that one was, you know, maybe a couple 3 miles an hour faster. But definitely that big test was that hill. And the orange one climbed the hill much better. So now you know. I mean, if your compression's down, you're climbing a hill, that's something you're going to notice. So anyway, I'm going to wrap this up, add this to the end of that ride, which I wasn't expecting any issues on that ride. I was just out for a cruise. And but it, you know, it's got some useful information. So there again, to recap, typically what can cause this is running lean, which, you know, we've seen by the plug that it is definitely that plug is a bit white and it should be more of a chocolate color. So, and now another thing you can do is you can do what they call a plug chop. Put a brand new plug in it, take it out for a spin, you know, come back, pull your plug, read it. You know, I'm not going to cut them in half and blah blah blah, do all that stuff. You know, just look at your plug. If it's white, you know it's running lean. If it's black, you know it's running rich. You know, you want to kind of find a happy medium. You know, and which is the chocolate brown color. So, you know, anyway, that's that. And hope you got something out of this. Give me a like, subscribe, give me some comments, especially if you guys have any of these two-stroke. You know, it don't even have to be a Honda Express. It can be any, you know, modern day two-stroke 50cc. And, you know, let me know if you've had any issues with them or things you've encountered. And catch you guys on the next video. See you around.